Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Travel Geek. I'm Cyle O'Donnell. Today we're talking about an author named Gordon Mathews. He wrote a book called The Ghetto in the Center of the World. I actually got this book in Hong Kong, and this book is about a specific location in Hong Kong, pretty much on the main strip, right in downtown Hong Kong, just after you get onto the mainland via ferry across the island from Hong Kong Island. Once you hit the mainland, across Kowloon Bay, South Kowloon Bay, you hit this sort of main road that goes all the way down. It has all the hotels on it, all the markets and things like this, and everything else sort of branches out on the side of that. The book itself is broken down into 5 parts. Part 1, place. Part 2, people. Part 3, goods. Part 4, laws. And Part 5, future. In Part 1, he has an introduction to the Chungking Mansion. Now, let me first introduce Gordon Mathews is a professor at one of the universities in Hong Kong, and he obviously has a passion for the Chungking Mansion. The introduction talks about what the Chungking Mansion actually is. Essentially, it's a huge hotel, but it puts it too simply. It's a hotel of various little hotels within it. It's very strange. It's broken down into 4 quadrants, so therefore it's got 4 sets of stairs, 4 sets of elevators. The building itself is very rickety. I think it's got, up right through the center of it, you can look down through some of the internal in-facing windows and see this old bamboo support system. It's very strange. On the bottom floor is where all the action happens. You have all the different vendors selling, all the fake watches, and you can get anything you want, and I do mean anything. This is Hong Kong's import-export mecca right here. If you want it, anything from guns to women, it's available to you at the Chungking Mansion, and it's all on the bottom floor. So that's what the first section is. On the second section, he talks to people. So the section about people is actually interviews that he's held with sex workers, traders, temporary workers, owners and managers of the shops and of the various hotel rooms and hotel consignments and everything. He also talks to addicts, like heroin addicts that live there permanently. Those often all wind up being sex workers as well. And he also sort of details how those groups interact with one another. In the third section, he talks about goods, and he talks about the actual import-export, the passage of goods throughout the Chungking Mansion and throughout Hong Kong itself. It's an interesting section, but you can get most of the idea of what he's talking about through the other sections. The fourth section is very interesting. He talks about the laws as they pertain to places like the Chungking Mansion and how the Chungking Mansion is creating the need for those laws, things like that. He also talks about the interesting dynamic that exists there. Basically what I'm saying is that the laws that don't apply to the Chungking Mansion, or the fact that everybody kind of knows what goes on there but nobody really does anything about it because it's kind of self-contained. I think in a broader spectrum of what he's saying, he sort of makes the case that this crime would be happening anyway in Hong Kong, so I think the regulatory bodies are happy that it's just sort of staying in one little area. In the last section, the future section, he talks about the cultural identity of what he sees for the future of the Chungking Mansion. He definitely sort of takes a liberty with assuming the globalism of the Chungking Mansion. It does definitely have players and participants from all over the world, making it a small global community. However, I think he goes a little bit too far in saying that it really affects the globe and everything, but nonetheless makes a great case for what he sees in the future for the Chungking Mansion, things like that. Highly recommended book. Go out and buy it. It's available through the Hong Kong University Press. I'll list the ISBN here. So enjoy. Thanks for watching.